So, a few months ago, my family welcomed a new member into our home. And to celebrate this new chapter of our lives, I decided to create a series of paintings, both digitally and traditionally, to introduce who this new family member is. And our new family member is a cat. And this is the very first painting that I did. So the way I paint is pretty loose, and that's why this this beautiful cat is not our new family member, but I really liked how the colors went, and there are some scribbly lines that came along with it because I was painting in front of my friend, and she decided to, join in on the fun while I went for a bathroom break. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And looking at this uh, time lapse video, you can see the whole process of how I got there. And usually, I don't make very intricate sketches, and I just go into it and do my paintings. It's a pretty fun process and very intuitive. And yeah, this is the very first painting. I call it during the series as Cat 1 out of 9 because I decided to paint 9 cats because cats have 9 lives. And that's painting one done. But before I actually finished this, going back to our gallery, I actually had two other paintings that I started, but I didn't like how they turned out. And this is one that I believe this is a kitten, and yeah, painting cats is hard, and it took a lot of practice before I finally got it done. And you will see more failures coming along in the series. So yeah, as you can see, cat 1 out of 9, and then going back to our whole gallery, here we have cat 2 out of 9. And before I got to finish this cat, I had 4 other failures before this one. So this one I really liked how it's a black cat, and I had fun doing some cool and warm shadows and highlights to it, but it didn't really blossom into an image that I liked. So I did 3 more. This one I had a hard time painting orange because I did a lot of art studies growing up, but it was mostly just black and white or grayscale, just trying to learn values. And right now, I am kind of in the process of learning colors, and yeah, painting orange is hard. Getting the right shadows, the right saturation, it's very difficult for me for now while I'm still learning. So, yeah, skipped on that one, went for a gray one. I couldn't get the proportions right for the eyes and the nose and where everything should be. So yeah, this whole 9 cats painting, it has also become a learning process for me. And this one, yeah, funny expression, I really liked it. But yeah, facial expressions are also hard, and it takes a bit of observation, and executing them is a whole different story. And while I think I got like uh, the look that I'm going for, it was executing the rest of it that gave me a hard time. So yeah, skipped on that one, and finally that's how I got into this one. And yeah, all those mistakes, and I ended up with a very nice painting, I would say. I really liked how this one went, and my favorite part when drawing this cat is the eyes. Oh, my bad. So yeah, instead of just going for like a plain dark pupil, I had fun adding in some colors to give it a little spark. And as you can see, like, yeah, it has some purple, a little blue, and a little desaturated red, all dark. And then when you zoom out, it looks pretty nice. It's like giving the eyes a little sparkle. And consistent with the theme with cat number one, my friend also jumped in and did some scribbles because most of the successful paintings I've had so far are the ones that I did with friends beside me. Because yeah, it gave me a lot of focus into really learning and executing this painting. And to make it a little bit more fun, to further improve on how I would paint more cats, I have this copied version, a duplicate of the original, and I made some notes. And it was a really fun process too because it made me realize a lot of things that I could improve on, like how I really like how the shadows of this cat turned out. Yeah, you can really see the planes. Like there's so much variety. On the other hand, the highlights, although I did try to like put in different shades like this one to this one, but there wasn't enough contrast between these two shades, so that's why in the thumbnail it looked like just one bright spot, like a really wide spot. That's why I put here that the highlights need more control and improvement, and because of the lack of variation in the values of the light area, it looked a bit too flat. Like this one, instead of like following the contours of the skull, like a curved contour, it looked like a really flat line. And yeah, that needs some work on. And I did a little bit of analysis on the structure of the head. Yeah, during the whole process, I painted the eyes first wrong, and yeah, the ears are too close. Yeah, lots of very small things that can easily add up. And yeah, uh, I didn't take the time to improve on this one, so I just took notes and then keep that in mind for my next painting. And yeah, I really love how this turned out. And mistakes are very important because they're just one, each mistake is a sign telling you which direction to go next. So I'm not really afraid. I've learned to not be afraid of making mistakes and letting it go. And yeah, stupidly enough, I gave myself a score, which is pretty much passing. And because there were some parts that I got lazy, like here at the bottom, which is, I think, is pretty okay because you just need to focus, put details on the parts that you want focus in, which is the head right here. So next up, let's go to painting cat 2 out of 3. Now, taking all the notes that I had from cat number 2, I think I overcompensated a little bit. Like instead of going through my usual very loose painting style, I gave this one a little bit too much detail, although remnants of the style I'm going for is there. Like the brush marks are pretty obvious, but I feel like I made my brush size a little too small, and that gave it a very detailed feeling. And I think this painting looks a bit uptight, and that's something I could definitely, I really took note of, because although overall I think it still looks nice, I think this painting is my least favorite out of all the 9 that I did. Like I'm not happy with how the cat turned out, and I'm much more unhappy with how the background turned out. Like there was a lot of overcompensating that happened on this painting. Next up is taking a step back. I did cat 4 out of 9, and I did some exploring. I had 2 failures before that. So this one is of a kitten, and I really like how the expression went here. But painting this one was a bit hard because this time I did, I think, yeah, I forgot why, but yeah, I stopped midway and decided to go on the next one, another one with a funky and fun expression. Really like the orange eyes and then how warm the coat of this cat is. But it was, since it was just a plain colored cat, putting in putting in variations was really hard, and I believe I stopped when I couldn't get the shadow area right. As you can see, there's a lot of layering happening, and I couldn't get the right values and how to transition them from one shade to another, and how warm and how cool, because everything is so desaturated, so the values are pretty close with each other, and yeah, it was hard. Not to mention the tongue, I couldn't get the tongue right as well, and that lead me to another favorite. I think this one has the most in terms of reception. A lot of people liked it. I took a really big step back compared to the last one, which felt very uptight. This one, I got back my very loose style again, like not just on the cat but even on the buildings, like on the building on the background. Like, yeah, really love how loose this part went became. And yeah, you can't even tell that this part is actually the tail, and because of how loose it is, you know it's there, but the focus is always up here. And yeah, although I really like how this one turned out, there were a lot of mistakes that uh, came with it as well. And I'm not talking about the previous paintings, I'm talking about uh, how this painting is made, because I'm still having a hard time on making the proportions right. So looking through this time lapse relay, you can see there was one part where I had to not just erase but lasso tool the face and had to move it upwards because I didn't get the perspective. There you go. I didn't get this perspective right. So yeah. Oops, I'm sorry. Adjusting this a little bit. And yeah, I really like how this turned out. There we go. Very loose and lovely. And lastly, on the digital side of things, this is my last digital painting. And this one, I think it was during a week where I felt very lazy, because outside of doing art, I do have a full time job and it's draining me mentally. And this one, I just couldn't wait to get it done. But uh, I really love how the eyes turned out again on this one. And yeah, didn't do much on the background and just went full on expressive painting with this one. Like, I just took note of the value range, like shadow area here, and then the light area is over here. And yeah, I'm so happy I finally achieved a fun expression on a cat. And the same way that I did with cat number two, I had a lot of fun painting the eyes. Like, you can really see it sparkle, and really love the expression here. Yeah, and that's it for painting on Procreate. Because along the way, I had a little bit of inspiration to try something new. And yeah, I took up some brushes and started painting on my watercolor book. So that's it. So I'm gonna put this down, and I'm just gonna grab my watercolor book. All right, so we are now on my watercolor sketchbook. And no, I did not use watercolor on this one. Instead, I used gouache, because gouache is right now is my favorite medium of traditional paint, because I think it's a really good in between watercolor and oil slash acrylic paint, because I've tried all of them, and so far this one is gouache is the paint that really worked for me, because I think it's the only paint medium that could replicate my the way I paint digitally, which is very loose and very open to mistakes. Because for oil painting, you have to be really intentional with it, and yeah, making changes could take weeks because in order to do layering with oil painting, you have to wait for layers to dry, and that takes so long. Meanwhile, for watercolor, it's very intolerant to mistakes because first of all, you'd rely on the whiteness of the paper. So once you cover that up, you could never bring back the whiteness that you want. And yeah, making mistakes on watercolor is really hard to reverse because watercolor is transparent and you can't just put another layer on top of it. Meanwhile, gouache, which is known as opaque watercolors. This one I could paint as loosely as I want, and if I made some mistakes along the way, the opaqueness of gouache helps me correct my mistakes and make the necessary adjustments that I need. And yeah, this is how I liked it. And finally, I had a little bit of orange going on here. As I said before earlier in this video, I do not know how to paint orange yet. So that's why I didn't go for something full body or half body. I went for something more up close so I could focus on it much better. And yeah, I really love how the skin tone colors are popping out of the ears and the nose and the mouth. I think my biggest struggle with this first gouache cat painting is not not rendering this enough and not putting enough layers, because you can see there's still some lines from my initial sketch coming through. I'm pretty sure I could still keep on painting to cover this up, and I had a hard time achieving the shadow area over here because I painting gray, mixing gray is a bit difficult, especially trying to achieve how much value that you want to put on. So I think this was a pretty good first attempt at painting a cat with gouache, and this is where I felt to move. That made me feel like, oh, painting with gouache is so much fun, much more fun than painting digitally. So might as well continue on with this medium towards the end. And the big plus of it is that this is a physical art medium. That means if I really liked how the final painting turned out, I could even frame it and display it somewhere. So yeah, that's this is cat. Cat. What is this again? This is one, two, three, four, five. This is cat 6 out of 9. This is cat 6 out of 9. So that's three more cats to go. And yeah, moving forward. Okay, so yeah, mistakes. Failures don't just happen on digital art, they also happen on traditional art. So this one I really had a hard time achieving the shades that I wanted, because this is a primarily dark toned, dark haired cat. The face has much more orange with it, and it was on a different perspective, so there should be some foreshadowing here because this is the one that's closest to you, and then towards the back it should be getting smaller, but I couldn't get that. And this has turned out so muddy because I had to put on so many layers on top of each other, and they started mixing up, and I couldn't achieve the shade that I wanted for the fur over here at the backside of this cat. Yeah, with my limited palette, it was my mixing skills was really challenged with this one on how to achieve a good shade for the fur, and so much blue is popping out unintentionally because I didn't know how to achieve not just the shading of the fur, but also the shadow of the cat itself. And at some point, it turned into like some really dirty green, and yeah, I had to give up on it because yeah, yeah, every time I give up on a painting, I decide that I've already learned enough from it, and I'd rather apply that new learnings to a new painting instead of trying too hard to do problem solving on a painting that I no longer enjoy doing or like. And yeah, I was feeling a bit of a time crunch, so I cheated a little bit to quick up the process, and instead for for the next cats, this is what I did. I painted two cats in one painting. So this is cat 7 and 8, and it was a really fun interaction with the two cats. And yeah, this one, instead of just a partial orange cat, I finally painted a whole orange cat, and even this white cat has some orange in it, and it was really fun. I really love the expression on this cat, and I really like how they were positioned on top of this wooden post. And yeah, lots of layerings, lots of looseness around this area, and really enjoyed the color. Yeah, it was overall, it was really fun painting. Pretty much like every other painting, could always do more, but I decided that yeah, I really like how this turned out already, and I really had fun with it. So yeah, that's one. I only have one cat left after this, and that's our cat. And our cat is this cute girl over here. And my mom named her Kenzie. So this is Kenzie, our newest member of the family. And I painted it here at the corner here because painting with gouache, it's really hard to paint big pieces with gouache because of how it dries, the color changes, and you need lots of water, which has a tendency to make the paper buckle unnecessarily. And yeah, it really has lots of challenges that comes with painting big pieces, so I decided to just make a partial size painting over on this corner here with the intention to save space on the upper right, because I was thinking I would paint like a close-up portrait of Kenzie, but yeah, I never got to that part. But I'm really happy this is cat 9 out of 9, and Kenzie has been a really amazing addition to our family. Our family has become so lively ever since she joined. And this painting, oh yeah, it's I really like how this turned out. The tail is not so obvious here, but that's not the focus anyway. Really liked how the face turned out, like how the ribbon color is blending in into her fur. Because right now, this ribbon, uh, I don't know where it went. I believe it got removed with her playing so much, and the rest of the car is like just sinking in into her very fluffy fur. And this one, I believe I only used like 3 4 colors in my limited palette, and yeah, this was very nice painting. I really like how this turned out. Very loose, exactly how I wanted it, and didn't bother much with too much detail. Like what is this shading supposed to be? It's just random dry brushing, but really liked how all the light area and the shadow area turned out. And yeah, this is the culmination of all the paintings I've been doing. I didn't just paint 9 cats. It's more than 10. Definitely more sketches with that too. And it was a whole learning process. And I'm really happy I did this cat painting series to welcome this new chapter in our life with Kenzie in it. And moving forward, yeah, I've really learned how to enjoy painting cats, and it's not perfect. There's still so much to learn, but definitely gonna paint more in the future. But for now, this is it, and I love it. Can't say anything else. So that's the whole story. The whole series took 3 months because I was so busy. I couldn't paint every day. Some paintings took more than a day. Like this one, I think it took 3 days. Not 3 days in equivalent of ours. Like a painting, more like a few painting sessions within those 3 days, and each painting session was like 1 to 2 hours, like breaks in between or before I go to sleep. And yeah, I really wish I could have recorded a better video with like the whole painting process. I did, I made a short that was composed of little clips as I made this painting, but not, I don't have a video of the whole process. So maybe in the future I'll consider painting something like that, making something like that, and yeah, show it to you guys. But for now, cats. If you want to see more painting and stories, don't hesitate to subscribe and follow. And if you like cats, give the cats a like. Not for me, not for this channel, but for the cats. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you soon.